Welcome to the Philippines! But guess where I am? This is your beloved Mike Monterona, rolling! Well, I am here with the one of the famous historical landmark of the Philippines, the Luneta Park. But before anything else, do you know that this is where the Million People March happened in the year of 2013? It was the first series of protests in the Philippines calling for the total abolition of the Pork Barrel Fund, triggered by public anger over the Priority Development Assistance Fund scam. It was insane because it was even the first ever massive rally in the Philippines. In fact, I'm actually here with me with one of those people who took part during the protests. I can't disclose their identities for confidentiality and privacy matter, but it's already a great deal they allowed us to talk with them. Let's meet them.
ICT had become part of the Philippines' greatest.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to talk with you. It had been already a long decade, but I guess that event haven't gotten off on your minds yet, don't you?
Still remember even the littlest detail of it all.
So first and foremost, as we all know, you're behind a powerful Filipino Facebook page to invite participants in joining the protests. We all know how the fundamental technological resources has evolved over the past years and continue to advance in the recent years. But people want to know, what role does ICT help change the course of history on Million People March?
ICT had become the platform of change because the protest was mostly organized through social media channels. ICT helped the Filipinos to unite as we're able to express feelings and opinions in stopping the Pork Barrel Fund. Through social media platforms, we made pages, blogs, memes, websites, and many more to support.
What encouraged you to make the Facebook page? Wait, it was even named Protesta ng mga Bayani. I mean, who pushed both of you to make such an act of bravery?
It was our dedication and love for the Filipino people that helped us to go through it. What we need is a Million People March by struggling Filipino taxpayers as a day of protest by the silent majority that would demand all politicians and government officials to stop pocketing our taxes burned out from our harbors by means of these pork barrel scams and other criminal acts, as it was so madly successful with the help of ICT. Though these two we Filipino had shown love and concern for our fellow men and for the people who works hard for their living.
All I can say is that with the help of ICT, which is more easier and faster and less physically harming, ICT had become part of the Filipinos society as well as to the other societies out there. Through ICT, Filipinos were able to show how justice is so important in this country. Filipinos were able to show participation in social media happenings through social media, as this makes them politically active and completely wary where their taxes will be accredited on.
So I want to know, how important ICT is in our lives? How important was it during the Million People March that happened over the last decade?
ICT had become part of the Philippines' greatest history. ICT became a tool that shows not only about feelings and opinions and ideas, but also the participation of the Filipino people as a citizen was fulfilled.
What started as a Facebook post turned into a rallying cry against corruption and culminated with 100,000 people in Manila and more in other cities. The call of protesters for the abolition of the pork barrel or the discretionary funds given to the lawmakers for their pet projects. The scandal came to a head when accusations of $232 million in the government funds intended for the farmers were instead funneled into the ghost projects and stolen. Several other protests were held calling for transparency and the accountability of those who stole the funds. Using the power of social media, they're inviting the people to join for the process for the pork barrel fund mess to be stopped. As time goes by, ICT and any other social media platforms will always be a part of the Philippines' great history. Because no matter what the situation is, Filipinos will surely fight for what is right, cry for what is just, and tussle for what is best for our country by the means of everything. And so, this is the last minute. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.